Kia ora and welcome to this introductory video to the financial mentoring sector in Aotearoa. We hope that you will gain a greater understanding from this short item about the financial mentoring sector and the work of financial mentors. For more than 50 years, financial mentoring services have been working with New Zealanders to improve their personal finances. Today, there are around 190 independent organisations that provide free and confidential support with more than 800 mentors. Here, some financial mentors explain their work and how they help thousands of vulnerable New Zealanders every year.
Our sector, where financial mentors sit, is to build financial capability. So we want to build people's financial capability, their well-being and resilience when it comes to finances. And that kind of guides what we do on a daily basis. Working with other agencies to kind of get people lifted up and not struggling is an ultimate goal.
Here at Te Runanga o Ngā Mata Waka Budget Service, we operate off the whānau order model, so we have an understanding that a whānau's holistic wellbeing and social impacts contribute to their financial struggles. So not only do we work with the whānau on their budget, we also help with wraparound services and support them with whatever's going on to improve their financial situation. For example, when you have a whānau where money is tight and one of the children have left school, we ask them if they have a CV and would like support with gaining employment. And for us, that's what financial success is when everyone in the household is able to contribute to the household expenses.
I think now more than ever, the financial mentoring service there's a real need. There's a crisis out there, there's a housing crisis, there's financial crisis, there's mental health, which is a real problem in the community as well. And so there's a real need for financial mentors.
So some of the issues and challenges whānau are facing is having to decide whether to pay the rent or the power bill or the power bill or the food. We've had a huge waiting list. Usually our wait list will be 2 to 3 days, but at the moment it's 3 to 6 weeks, depending on the complication of the case presented to us.
Most people come in because they are not meeting their day-to-day expenses, because there's a lot of outgoings out of their account and they have no idea what's going on with their money. A lot of the amount that is coming out of their account, it is to do with, let's just say they've got a family wedding or family funerals that they have to give money to, and they don't have the money, so they go out and borrow for it. So that's our normal families, that's what we do. And so what we've been doing is teaching them to, instead of borrowing, they could actually save for it. So we've turned it around so to help them, not only to help them reduce their debt, but to also grow their wealth. What we found with a lot of our Pacific people is we just live day to day without planning. And so part of what we talk about when we first do our first 101 is, okay, what is your goal and what is your plan to it? And of course, then we work towards it.
We've had more people coming to our service for help with mortgages recently, and that sits around higher interest rates, so mortgages are much more unaffordable for people, and they're really struggling. So people tend to keep going for as long as possible before they reach out for help. But by the time someone comes to see us, they've already been trying for a really long time to keep things on an even keel. And often it is when mortgages are rolling over or they've defaulted a few times when people come to us. So we will reach out to the banks as well to see what they might be able to do to help our clients. Since I began in 2018, I believe that our client cases have become much more complex. There's more and more people with debt and complex kind of debt issues, and there's more and more people walking in the door.
We have experience helping whānau with banks, mainly opening a bank account, as many banks now do credit checks, and it's advocating for the client and explaining their situation. And Kiwi savers are on the rise, and a lot of individuals have their Kiwi savers with a banking institute.
So when our clients come in, we do a one-on-one first with them. And we sit down and work everything out for them. Understand them, how they spend their money, what is important to them, their family situation, and how many people living in their house. What we find when we're assessing these families is we find that there's a lot of income which they don't know about. And of course, after we do the one-on-one with them, we then work out what's important, whether it's to get rid of their debt, whether to start saving for their next goal, or whether they want to buy a home, and we journey with them to actually understand the process and how to actually work towards it.
We run a booking system, so we have a number of clients booked in every day. We get a number of referrals coming in every day from a variety of places. We will meet with the client, sit down with them and talk about what's going on for them and what's been happening for them. We'll do a budget based on their current expenditure and income and have a look at that and see what we can do with what resources they have available to let them achieve what they want to achieve. And that might be they've got a massive debt and they aren't meeting payments, so we need to try and figure out if there's a way that we can get those payments made or if there's something else we can do for them.
There's this disconnect that's happened, I guess, over the years, and I guess it's because of technology coming into the fray, and face-to-face is becoming less and less. We see more ring this number or jump online. Not everyone trusts online services, and so there's a real disconnect there. I think it's probably all to do with everyone getting on board and becoming more online users, but it does mean that those that are not up to speed with how to use those services fall on the wayside.
As we know, a lot of branches have been shut down, so Māori are kanohi ki te kanohi type of people, which is face-to-face. So we prefer to talk to someone in person rather than over the phone. So having someone there that they can speak to in front of them would support their goals a lot more.
One of the things that we find with our Pacifica family is that we never really talk about money. And it's something that we never really learned at home or at school about money, and it's something we don't really talk about. I think it's because we are not really comfortable to talk about it with anybody. So first thing I find with a lot of families is they never speak up because they're too ashamed to talk about their financial problems. And so understanding the culture and how we actually deal with money is actually what we need to work on with these families.
What I would like to see in terms of support for our clients is the earlier we can get clients in to see a financial mentor, the better. So early intervention is better for all parties concerned. When we reach out, it is assessing what can be done earlier on rather than having negotiations being long and drawn out and protracted. So what we want is for our clients to be heard and for our client's story to be heard and to understand kind of the story that's been going on with why they're in the position that they're in.
As part of FinCap's commitment to improving people's budgets and building their financial capability, we also provide the Money Talks helpline, which provides advice through phone, live chat, emails and texts, and supports people to find help. This free service connects whānau with financial mentors, helps them navigate their way through government processes and entitlements, and supports people to access other helpful services. FinCap has welcomed this opportunity to explain how financial mentors work. We thank the New Zealand Banking Association for its support for the sector and its commitment to our ongoing relationship.